Good day, everyone. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Christian Silaglagan, lives in Marilog District, Davao City, and I am a second year college of University of Mindanao. My topic for today is all about the law enforcement pillars in each functions. Criminal justice. Criminal justice defines systems refers to the system used by the government to maintain social, enforce law, prosecute offenses, and administer justice, sentencing, and rehabilitation of offender. It composed of the different agencies to the government to enforce the criminal law in accordance with a defined set procedural standard and limitation. There are five pillars of criminal justice system, namely the law enforcement, prosecution, court, correction, and community. Each of pillars have a different functions. So we are here in law enforcement functions and duties. The law enforcement consists of the officers and men of the PNP or Philippine National Police to the national and the National Bureau of Investigation and other agencies when they learn of the commission of crimes is discovered them. Prosecution, the investigation and prosecution of all cases involving violation of penal laws are lodged with the Department of Justice through its National Prosecution Service. The DOJ or Department of Justice is headed by the Secretary of Justice with three undersecretaries assisting him. Court, place where the or arguments get settled. Court applies the law to the argument and hand and give the punishment. There are mainly three types of court: the lower court, higher court, and lastly the Supreme Court. Corrections. Punishment is isolation for the convict by imprisonment for the periods laid down by the court or in extreme cases. The execution by the methods prescribed by law and correction and rehabilitation and function undertaken by the institution set up by law. For example, the Bureau of Prison, Parole, and Probation Administration. We have a community, the last part of pillar of criminal justice system, which is after the convict have passed through the correction component either unconditionally or by parole or pardon, they go back to the community and either lead normal lives as law-abiding citizens in their barangays or regrettably commit other crimes, and those go back through and stage of criminal justice systems. Goals of criminal justice system in the Philippines. Criminal justice policy has been guided by the 1987 Philippine Constitution, specifically the Bill of Rights provisions. The twin goals of CGS or criminal justice system was the justice and crime control. Now we will tackle about the justice. One question which is presented by the idea of creating justice involved by balancing the rights of victim and the rights of the accused or criminals, and how the individual rights are related to one another and to social control. The two is crime control. Crime control involves preventions and going after criminal offenders through arrest, prosecution, criminal conviction, and punished. Okay. Theories of criminal justice systems. Criminal Criminal justice policy is influenced by philosophies held by politicians, which may be influenced by criminological theories and research, among other factors. The important perspective includes the crime control model and the due process model. Uh, CGS and its relations to the individual's rights and social control. We have the restorative justice, distributive justice, or also known as an eye for an eye approach, We have a psychiatric imprisonment, transformative, the consensus model, and the lastly is court conflict model. Now we're going to restorative justice. Assume that the victim of their hires or neighbors can be in some way restored to a condition just as good as before the criminal incidents. Substantially, it builds a traditional in common law and tort law that requires all who commit crimes to be penalized. Retributive justice, or eye for an eye approach. Assume that the victim of their hires or neighbors have the rights to the offenders. What was done to the victims? Psychiatric imprisonment treats crime nominally as illness and assumes that it can be by treated by psychotherapy, drugs, and other techniques associated with the psychiatry and medicines, but in a forcible confinement. One of the best example of these cases is the youth who hack with the illegal drugs, and maybe problems of family or etc. Because yes, that's it. We have transformatives. Does not assume that there is any reasonable comparison between the lives of victims nor offenders before and after incidents. The consensus models argues that the organization of criminal justice systems do or should cooperate, while the court conflict model assume that the organization of criminal justice system do or should complete. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all.